On today's episode of Hootworthy, I got to talk to Joey, Jack, Michael, and Gabe. We discussed how they each wrote and published a book of their own and what it feels like to have a book out there available for others to read. Enjoy the show. All right, I've got Jack, Joey, Michael, and Gabe here, and you guys are on Hootworthy because y'all all wrote and published a book that y'all are sitting here in your laps. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so before we dive in, if you could swap lives with any fictional character for a day, one day, who would you swap lives with? We'll start with you, Jack, and then we'll just go down the couch.
So I know it may sound funny, but I would want to swap lives with Pete the Cat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pete the Cat? Why Pete the Cat?
Because in every book, he always has a positive attitude because things happen. Like I know one book, he got his new shoes and he stepped in different fruits. He stepped in
oh boy,
blueberries, strawberries, and then some mud.
Yep.
But in the end, he just washed it all off and knew everything was going to be okay.
Yeah, stay positive. I love it. Pete the Cat. All right, what about you, Joey?
I would swap out with the squirrel monkey in my book because he gets to go on a lot of fun adventures.
The squirrel monkey in your book. Awesome. So the adventures, you want to go on the adventures. Right on. What about you? What about you, Michael? Who are you swapping lives with? Any fictional character?
Dogman.
Dogman? And where's Dogman from? What story is Dogman in?
He's from
Dogman.
Dogman, it's the story. I'd never heard of Dogman. Dogman, okay. I'd never heard of Dogman before.
He's like part human, part dog.
Okay.
He fights crime, but the book is about it's a cop and a dog.
Yeah, so he's fighting crime.
Yes.
Taking out people's sleep.
But then they're hurt. But then the doctor has to takes the dog head off and the cop's head off and then put the dog's head on the cop's head.
It sounds like a lot going on here with Dogman.
Body.
Yes, a lot going on.
Body.
So, and last but not least, what do you think, Gabe? Who are you swapping lives with for the day?
I would swap lives with Arthur in my book.
Arthur in your book.
That's because he gets to go on an adventure to Popcorn City, and he gets to, just have fun.
Eat all the popcorn?
Well, you can't eat all the popcorn.
It's actually a forbidden rule.
It is a forbidden rule.
Oh, I see. But you want to go to Popcorn City.
I would like to go to Popcorn City to experience that. Yeah.
So what? We'll come back this way, okay? So we'll start this question with you, Gabe. Why did you even write a book? That's a pretty big deal. Writing a book, publishing a book. What inspired you to even write a book?
Well, we were doing this thing in our Nana thing at summer, and she was doing this thing where she was talking about authors one summer. So then all of us boys decided we wanted to write a book, and she's like, okay.
Ah, cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, so y'all were all like, okay, let's all be authors.
And she had been doing this since we weren't even in school. She had done a summer program with us.
Okay. So she was doing summer program things with you. One of these things was book writing. And
yeah.
Y'all decided to do that for the summer, huh?
Yes.
Right on. And so y'all were all doing that together. Cool. So give me the plot. Can you describe just the main idea of your book? Give me your title, Jack. We'll start with you. Tell me the title of your book and then just an overview.
All right. So my book is called Treasure, and it's about these two brothers, John and Luke. And one day, John's brother Luke ends up going missing. And the rest of the book takes place off years later, and he feels like he blames himself for everything that happened to his brother. But that's until a wooden box shows up on his front porch, which leads him on a journey to find the truth of his brother and in his own life.
No way.
Yes.
So Luke goes missing?
Yes.
Does he find him?
You will have to read the book to
Oh,
find out.
Come on. All right, fine. So you got to read the book. You have to get Treasure to find out if Luke's found. What about you, Joey? What's the title of your book, and what's it about? Give me the main idea.
My book's called The Last Fox, and it's about a fox that has to find his way back home, but he has to dodge all the obstacles.
I guess I would ask, does the fox make it home? But you're probably going to tell me I have to
Buy it to get it.
figure
You have
out
to buy it.
The Last Fox. All right. Well, if you want to find out if The Last Fox make it home, you got to get the book. Michael, what is your title, and what's it about?
My title is The Joy of Mill Pond.
Okay.
And
What happens in The Joy of Mill Pond? I see a frog on your cover there. What's the frog do?
he goes on adventures, and there's a person named a kid named Jimmy.
Jimmy. And does
And-
the frog try to find Jimmy?
But Jimmy gets lost,
Oh boy.
but he runs off.
He runs off.
And does the frog try to find Jimmy?
And the frog tries to find Jimmy
Oh.
Bring him
But-
back to his family.
and bring him back to his family. And the frog goes on another one to find Joy, and that made him happy.
Ah, I see.
Went on many
Yeah.
journeys in the
To
book
get-
to find.
To
True
find
joy.
Jimmy, and that made him happy to get him back.
Right on. Yeah, I'm seeing a recurring theme here. Someone's getting lost and someone's being found or trying to get back. I see it. All right, so what about you? Last but not least over here, Gabe, what is the title and what is your book about?
My title is Popcorn City, and it's about this kid named Arthur, and he is obsessed with popcorn, just like me. And one day, as he's eating popcorn, he gets sucked into this place called Popcorn City, and it's like this whole palace and this whole kind of city, and it's all popcorn technically, but there is an evil person that wants to get his revenge on the real world, and you're gonna have to read the book to find out if Arthur
Gets it.
is stopped or stops.
If he stops him, all right. So if you want to find out about what happens in Popcorn City, if he gets out and just destroys the world, or if Arthur saves the day, you'll have to get Popcorn City. Tell me a challenging part. What was hard, Gabe, about writing and publishing this book? Tell me, like, what was one thing that you were like, man, this is tough. What'd you struggle with?
Well, when you're writing a book, you have the whole plot in your head. You know exactly what's going to happen. The tricky part was putting it on the paper, and the people reading the book, they're not going to think the same way that you think. So you can't just be like, blah, 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 this happened and this happened, because the readers, they're going to be like, what? Well, what you got to do is you got to put it in a way, you got to use like different words and stuff to make every reader understand what you're saying. So that was the hard part for me.
Yeah, I could see. What did you think was hard, Michael, about writing your book?
Well, I didn't really have to write,
You had some
But
help. Yes.
but the hardest part for me was saying what I want to put.
Like figuring out the words you wanted to
You would
use.
write it down,
Like-
and then Nana would just type it so it goes fast.
I see.
I would say what I want to put in it.
Sure. And then she'd put it for you. Awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Joey? What did you think about The Last Fox? What was a difficult part for you?
Remembering the storyline and all the characters, I had to put in all the chapter names.
I see. Okay. What about you, Jack?
So probably what like Gabe said, how you have to put it down, but also when you're writing it, rewriting it in case like what Gabe said, you have to put it. So when our Nana would edit it during the week, have us go back and redo it so it would make more sense.
Oh, cool. I got you. So the editing process a little bit, having to come up with that. So tell me, how'd you come up with your titles? So Treasure.
So Treasure, the whole book actually was a short story that I did for the Young Authors Competition for GCA, one for the school. So when summer came around and Nana told us that we could write our books, instead of creating something completely new, I turned it into a whole book.
Yeah, right on. Very cool. What about you? How'd you come up with the title, The Last Fox?
Well, my favorite animal is the fox, so I wanted it to be about a fox, and I wanted it to be about mystery. So I'm like, how about The Last Fox?
Right on. It is very mysterious. I want to know if he makes it or not. The Joy of Mill Pond. How'd you come up with that title, Michael?
So we were outside by our pool, and I saw tadpoles, and I know they grow to frogs, and Jack loves frogs.
I do.
So that made me make a book about a frog, and it looked like it had joy, so I made a book about the Joy Mill Pond.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. What about you, Gabe? How'd you come up with your title, Popcorn City?
Well, popcorn, I feel like I love popcorn. So, like I said, so I had I was thinking about this character like during the school year last year for me named Orville, but
Yeah.
but then I was like, no, let's name something else.
Mm-hmm.
So Arthur, I came up with, and over the summer, when Nana said it's time to write a book, I'm like, yes, I can actually put this character into something big. So I created this whole city, Popcorn City.
Right on. So when y'all look back at writing, can you share a memorable experience or a memorable moment that you had while writing this? And we'll start with you, Jack.
All right. So it was when we finished the first rough draft of the whole entire book. And our Nana had got us gifts that went along with our book. So I know Gabe, Michael, Joey got gifts. I remember I got a gift of a box, just like John got in my book, with a scroll in it, which was what was in the box in my book.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Right on. What about you, Joey? What was a memorable moment or experience while you were writing?
So every Friday at the end of the week, we would read each other chapters, all of the chapters.
Oh, cool. So y'all'd share what y'all had written?
Yeah,
And then
and
we
we
would
would help
give
each other.
feedback.
Oh,
Yeah,
feedback.
give feedback.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun. What about you, Michael? Do you have something different, a memorable moment that you want to share during the writing process that you enjoyed? Was it sharing? Was it when y'all all shared?
Yeah.
Is that what you
When
liked?
it all shared.
Yeah, when y'all all shared. That sounds fun. What about you, Gabe?
A memorable moment that I had was when we were all finished with our summer stuff, we'd all go up stairs into Jack's room. We'd play Fortnite and stuff, other games.
Sure.
Then we'd go down. We'd go back downstairs and we'd write our books. A memorable moment that I had was writing that book and coming up with the idea.
Ah, cool. Yeah, like the moment that you actually experienced, like this is what I want to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you were like enlightened, light bulb comes off. That's fun.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel now that you had this idea? You were like, man, maybe I'll write a book. But man, look, you're holding on to your book right now. It's published. It's something you can hang on to. How do you feel now that you have this book published and it's right in front of you? Tell me about that, Gabe.
I feel very happy and excited about this because I was a 9-year-old to 10. I'm 10 now. but my birthday's in like during summer. So like I was 9 when we first started, but then when we were finished, I was 10. And I had no idea that I would be a published author. So I'm kind of like excited that I am now.
Yeah, that's cool. And now other people can read it. It's available for other people to read. Very cool moment. Michael, what do you feel about being a published author? You have a book. How does that make you feel?
Very great, because I'm very excited to be a published author.
Yeah, it's a cool feeling, huh? What about you, Joey?
I feel very accomplished. It's amazing that I never thought I was going to be a published author, but now I am.
Yeah, got something out there that other people can read. What about you, Jack? How do you feel? What do you think?
I'm very excited that I'm a published author because in my book, How John Had to Find the True Treasure in His Life, I feel like now that I published it, people now, when they buy the book and read it, can find the true treasure in their life, which is Jesus.
Oh, right on. Very, very neat. So what do y'all enjoy about being a student at GCA? So tell me, Jack, and then we'll go down the couch. What do you enjoy about being a student at GCA?
One of my favorite parts about being in GCA is my schedule, because the schedules I know from like my last class until lunch is at 11, and then my next class is at 1:50. So I have all that time to do my work, and if my work's done, I can do things like think of my next book,
Sure.
or do other things.
Right on.
So that's
Awesome. Schedule, having a little flexibility. That's great. What about you, Joey?
I love the really nice teachers and also the schedule because we have a lot of time to work on homework.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Best teachers at GCA and good flexible schedule. Michael, what do you enjoy about being a student at GCA?
I feel good because we get to play games, and I love my teachers.
Oh, yeah. Best teachers around. What about you, Gabe? What do you enjoy about being a student at GCA?
I like the teachers, number one, are great. Like, they're very nice and kind, and they're patient. But another thing that I like are is the teachers. They don't make the work too easy, because like I'm in 5th grade, so they kind of have to push. But they don't make it too hard either, because
They got to put it just right, where you're challenged just enough to stretch you, but you're not so discouraged. Like, this is impossible. I'm not doing this. So they're not throwing calculus at you or anything.
Yeah.
So who do y'all want to shout out? I know that this was probably, y'all mentioned your Nana a few times about this project, but who do y'all want to shout out for, this book before y'all get out of here? Why don't you start, Gabe? Who do you want to shout out?
I want to shout out, number one, to my family, but number two, I would like to shout out to God and Jesus, which is my Lord and Savior, because He is the person that told me to write this down, put it in your book, and there we go. So
Cool. Right on. What about you, Michael? Who do you want to shout out? Who do you want to thank?
I would want to thank my Lord and my family.
Right on. Family. What about you, Joey?
I would like to thank Jesus Christ, because without Jesus, I wouldn't be here right now
Right on.
writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
same with me. I mean, without God and Jesus, I don't think that we would have a published book to write. And I also want to thank out our friend that we met at GCA, Benjamin.
Yes.
Benjamin,
Which
yes.
we hang out we play Fortnite with him, do all stuff like that. We also went to the book signing, and we met Benjamin there.
We also met Benjamin.
And we also met somebody that came out from GCA, Mrs. Bridgers.
Oh, right on.
Shout out to her.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, guys, for coming on the show and representing GCA so well. And don't forget, stay Hootworthy. We'll see y'all later. And don't forget, go check out these books. We've got Treasure, The Last Fox, Joy of Mill Pond, and Popcorn City. And you can find them on Amazon. So go for it. Go check them out. Support your students. See ya.